at large research institutions like UCLA, professors are there to do research. They teach an undergraduate class or two as part of the deal to be able to conduct their research at that university. That's not how it works like all the time, but that's pretty much how things work. And, professors then get tenure. That means that they're locked in, right? And again, so what I'm getting at is that at larger research institutions, professors don't necessarily care as much about their undergraduate classes, and they don't change their exams. Like I've already said previously, when your entire grade is based on literally 3 exams, sometimes 2, it is a huge advantage to have a professor's previous exams, because even if they do sometimes change their exams, they oftentimes will pull questions from past year exams. Y'all get what I'm putting down? The university knows that the Greek system has a lot of these exams. Again, these white booster societies go back to the early 1900s. They are some of the oldest organizations in the entire country, okay? So to kind of combat this, they put a test bank at the Student Activities Center. And the deal was that you had to turn in a test to receive a test. So it was like you were trading to kind of contribute to the ecosystem of the test bank, if y'all understand what I'm putting down, okay? During the freshman summer program, I had a professor who told the class that using the test bank was cheating, which actually I would agree with that. It is. And as a matter of fact, he added in the other piece of information that the test bank was holding professors' exams based on a technicality. They did not have explicit permission, because they didn't ask any of the professors for permission, right? So technically it's a form of plagiarism, and he scared me, because I was probably the only dumbass who listened to his advice. He basically told us that we could be expelled if we were caught with a professor's materials, right? Now, I understand where his perspective was where he was coming from as a professor. However, this was the most stupid, ignorant comment, literally just completely foolish stupidity that you could have told to this specific group of students, okay, who I've already described as barely getting a chance to hit the ball when you're competing with a bunch of people in the white booster societies who are already on fucking third base, and they just want a chance to be able to walk to home plate. Okay, so when you have all these people with every goddamn resource at their disposal, and they're using test banks, and they're using previous exams, and then you're telling the first generation college students not to, okay? I think that was the most stupid piece of advice that he could have given us. Again, I get where he was coming from, but that's not the reality of the fucking situation. And I guess maybe I'm even more upset at myself for listening to him, because I did not use the test bank purely based on his advice. But that's the way college works, folks. I've heard that it's the way up. I heard it's that way even in professional schools. Like, old exams get out, people get their hands on them, and American universities, many of them are literally cheating machines. So I'll never forget during a tutoring session when I was like kind of venting some of my frustrations, in particular, like the labs. I would get skewered, and I never understood how everyone else was getting like 98, 99, 100% on these labs, because I would never get higher than 70%. And so my tutor, I kind of like expressed this frustration, like, oh my God, like I keep getting screwed over on these labs. everyone at the table stops and like looks at me, and the tutor kind of like breaks the silence and was like, "Oh, honey, you don't do those. You don't do those on your own." Like, basically, I was the only stupid fuck who didn't know that you purchase a set of labs and then that's how you do labs, and that's why everybody gets 100%, because you're literally just copying the answer keys. And I found this all out way too late. There's a part of me that's glad that this happened when it did, because I swear to God, if this happened even a few years later, I probably would have been so jaded that it wasn't a question of my morals, which is what it was. You know, I wasn't willing to cheat. I wasn't willing to do all this sketchy, slimy shit. I actually valued the education that I was getting, and I thought that my professors and the institution that I was at valued things like academic integrity. I was incredibly, incredibly wrong, by the way. But anyway, that's just a little bit of the institutionalized cheating that was going on. Now, in the next video, I'm going to tell you about the blatant cheating that was happening in my college, in my classrooms, right? In the lecture halls. And in specific, I'll tell you about the cases that led to my eventual withdrawal from the University of California, Los Angeles.